tell you what, RockMine is taking off. We got 430 subscribers now. We just did a great episode about the Lake Belt, about Detroit, Gary, Chicago, and all these factories. Some of them made 45s. But we're going to do a little interesting Friday episode. We're going to dive into Third Man Records. I got some surprise packages I'm going to unbox live on air, and you're going to want to be there. There's some cool stuff coming out of Jack White's Third Man Records. So I got a couple unopened packages that we're going to delve into and show you what new 45s look like. Hey, this is Detroit Bob. I'm back again. I'm still going through all that stuff from Ipsy. That was a great episode on the Lake Belt area and all the old factories and how this industrial part of the world came to be. But I'll tell you what, we're moving into the modern scene right now. I'll tell you what, it's Jack White and Third Man Records. That's the record club I joined, because there is no BMG, send in a penny and get 13 albums anymore. There is no, what was it, Universal, Columbia Record Club, RCA Record Club. They're all gone. But Jack White has a club called The Vault where you send in your money, and quarterly you get these surprise packages. And I have not been disappointed yet. I've got a lot of White Stripes stuff. I've got some of his solo stuff. I've got just other obscure stuff. But I got 3 packages. One of them was just a reorder where I reordered some 45s. Another one is the Elvis reissues, where he took the first 5 Elvis Sun Records and reissued them at 45. And this third one, I'm hoping that it's this mystery disc that apparently last weekend, if you went into either London or Nashville or Third Man in Detroit, they gave out a record that said no name on it. No marking, no track listing, nothing. It just said no name. And it was the new Jack White album. It sounds a lot like the White Stripes from what I hear, but I'm hoping in this third Vault package, that's what I have. So let's open them up. Let's see what we got. You're going to be right here with me. It's going to be sort of like a mystery unboxing, and we'll see if we have that mystery album in box number 3. Keep your fingers crossed. Let's do it. Detroit Bob, back with you. The name of the show is RockMine. As you can see, I have 3 big stacks of records. I still got to get through these. This is part of that Ypsilanti cache, and it's going to take me a while, so I still might have some pretty good gems in there. I had one, just a nondescript record that I had this morning that I entered, was $30 value. I had never even heard of it before. Okay, today we're going to open up these 3 boxes. I've been deliberately saving my last 3 Third Man Records deliveries. And you see Third Man, the logo there. He's got this all over. Third Man. Everything from the Vault is very well packaged. This isn't necessarily a Vault release, but it is a replacement of some 45s that I ordered. And if you remember, I did an issue just on Third Man Records. Once again, I think the Vault is a very cool subscription service to belong to, and I'm not getting paid to say this. It gives you a little bit of the new, a little bit of the old, and I definitely enjoy the surprises. You got to be willing to listen to some stuff that you might not necessarily order on your own. These things are always very well packaged. This thing is, I mean, these guys don't mess around. There's definitely some security issues, and when you're dealing in vinyl, you don't want water or any type of... So, but it's fun. Isn't it fun getting something in the mail? And let's get my X-Acto knife out of the way. So you can see, here's my list. 2 plus 2 is on my mind. And if you remember, I had noticed they had a yellow edition. And I don't think they had that in the beginning. So that was really what prompted this order. Now, I know I probably got it up to $100, so I got the free shipping. Now, this is back in February, so I've kept it boxed up for quite a while for you guys. So it arrived fairly promptly, but I've been just totally getting into, collecting Third Man. We got Cut Like a Buffalo, so we got some Rock Contours, some White Stripes, Snake Walk, Going to the Hop,
So let's see what we got. Let's open it up and just go through them one by one. All right, this is my Third Man Records 45 replacement package. That's what I'm calling it. They're all 45s. I ordered enough just to get the free shipping. Some cool Sun label stuff. And these are sort of these reissues. But Michigan Singing Cowboy. And there was some odd recordings that were made back in the day of guys that weren't as big as Elvis. So this was one of them. And anything with a Michigan connection, Jack White seems to really love, obviously. So this is a reissue. And look at how clean this vinyl is. I mean, it's brand new. I mean, this is really, really cool to collect. Jack White always has a lot of good stuff in the dead wax. He's faithful to the original label, but you still have the very small, unobtrusive Third Man logo in there and a Third Man numbering system applied to most, if not all, of the 45s. Jack White Battle Cry didn't have this one. So I'm trying to say, okay, can I just get all his stuff and get it on vinyl? So very unusual packaging, just a nice slip. Look at this, is just etched on the Third Man logo label. It's very, very cool. The back site just looks like a big target of some type, but it just the attention to detail is unrivaled. You just don't get this just about anywhere. So the beauty of this is the pricing on 45s. So if you don't want to break the bank, you can start collecting 45s. I think a lot of these are $7 a piece. You know, 8, 10 at the most. But if you belong to the vault, you get 10% off, and then you get free shipping. Now, this was a obscure sort of pre-punk, proto-punk band, and I think they have Michigan roots. Italy Records, I believe, down here was the original label of the White Stripes. So I think this is a reissue, possibly of a reissue. But either way, I'm going to give it a listen, and I think it's something you want to have in your collection. They've gone back and done the Tamla reissues, so the satin tones. So maybe not as big as Smokey Miracle and the Smokey Robinson and the Miracles, but definitely that's what the original Tamra sleeve. And I've got a couple of these that are original, but I love these reissues, and they really are a great way to start your Motown collection. The color scheme on the last or previous Jack White release and sort of theme with the bricks is carried out. And I didn't have this particular single, What's the Trick, backed with If I Die Tomorrow. So the cool part is you can check with the back catalog, if you will, on the Vault website. And these aren't even Vault exclusives. They're just regular issues. But being in the Vault, you do get Vault exclusives sometimes. Once again, a Tamla. It's a reissue on Third Man Records. But it's really, really honors the Detroit roots of the 45. And Jack White almost always throws in a 45 with his Vault package. So you might get 2 or 3 albums, but you always get a 45. Born to Yonder, there was a story behind this guy. And I love these one-hit wonder guys. And I love the fact that the Third Man Records catalog, this is Third Man Records number 348, is celebrating this. So, you know, I'm gonna play it, I'm gonna read it, and I'm gonna enjoy it. Roy Orbison was a big favorite of mine. I was around when he had the resurgence with the Traveling Wilburys, but I was a big fan of his ever since he did the In Dreams remake for the, what was it, Jack Lynch, is that the director? David Lynch? The movie. I forget what it was called, but it was a great sort of a dark late 80s movie. And then he re-recorded a whole album of his original hits, which was fantastic because it had all the modern technology and recording techniques. Sun Records, using their original sleeve, Rock House on the B-side, An American Treasure, Roy Orbison. I did not have this, So every band has to have a little Christmas album, right? And here's the White Stripes, and this is Third Man Records 71. Now it might be a reissue of a reissue or a repressing, but every band has to have a Christmas album. So they have Candy Cane Children, backed with Story of the Magi and Silent Night. I mean, it's no secret that Jack White was an altar boy, and I don't know if there's any other Christmas songs or religious songs that he's ever recorded, but that's probably as close as you're going to get. But I think it's a very cool thing to have in the collection. A very solid sleeve, so you have to slide it back in there. Bear with me. And Dead Weather. So this little side album, she's fantastic. I always butcher her name, Mosshart, I believe her name is. But really, really great sounding band. You don't get bands anymore, you know. So when the band comes out, and this one I really like, Cut Like a Buffalo. And I believe that's Her Eyes. I could be wrong, but she's really, really good and a great front singer. I just ordered this because I like the artwork. Remind me of sort of like a Hackney Hollywood pool setting. And who knows, it could end up just being a dud. But this is the main reason I put the whole order in. That Bob Seger that this was the first 45 that I bought when I started recollecting. And this one really caught my eye because it was limited edition colored vinyl. So let's open it up. And it looks like it's taped closed. So they're not going to let me get in there easy, are they? Boy, oh boy. I'll come back to you and show you. Oh, no, it's just tucked. Okay. But look at the artwork on that. It's very, very cool. I think they stole the artwork from the original French version. And I believe, wait for it. Yes. It's on the yellow vinyl. So look at that. That is really, really cool. 2+2. Now, this really got me to look at Seger as more of a garage rock guy, because this is what it sounds like, is garage rock. And I think Jack White heard that. Ivory's a great old one too. So this had to go into my collection. It's really solid looking. I have it on black vinyl now, and now I have it on yellow vinyl. And if you've never listened to this, the middle part, the riff sounds a little bit like Seven Nation Army. I don't know if Jack has publicly acknowledged that or not, but I don't think he would be ashamed if someone accused, not accused, but at least mentioned that those do sound alike. You can't grow up in Detroit without hearing these songs, and just some of it just gets absorbed. Anyways, I'll put that back in a minute. All right, let's move on to the next package. We'll zoom out a little bit for this one. It's a little bit bigger. All right, name of the show is RockMine. This is Detroit Bob, your host, and we're doing an unboxing of some Third Man Records deliveries. Now, this came in about a month or so ago, and I believe it is my regular Vault package. It does say Vault. I'm going to go ahead and unbox it, if you will, and I believe it's the Elvis reissue, and I hope it is. Now, one of these, they actually put an original in. So there's a chance that I have one of the originals. But I think they only did, it was like a golden ticket from Willy Wonka. But when reading about it, I think the original idea was to redo the original Elvis 45s. I could be totally wrong. It could be something else in here, but let's see what we got. Oh, yeah. So you got some really good packaging always. The Vault is what you need to get into. It's the subscription club, and they can charge you quarterly, or you can pay once a year and save some money. So it looks like definitely this is Elvis. I'm looking at it. I'm gonna unpackage it, if you will, and let's see what we got. A very cool young looking Elvis right there. And it says here, the Sun singles from 54 to, I'm sorry, yeah, 54 to 55. And they always give you a little card. In celebrating the 70th anniversary of Elvis Presley's original singles on Sun Records. So there it is. Wow. So that's vault package number 59. I think I jumped in around number 39 or 35. It's a box set of 6 7-inch records, 5 45s plus an EP, 2 postcards, a patch, and a 45 adapter. So Jack is all about these little extras, and it's just really, really cool. The packaging is always incredible, and that's all right, Mama. I don't think I could pull that off at my age, but I'll give it to somebody that likes Elvis. Look at this, the 45 adapter. Check this out. Now, this is really cool. So it's like a Bantam rooster, and that probably was Sun's, part of Sun's logo, that rooster. You see them pop up in their packaging. That's very heavily weighted. I'm definitely going to use that. Now, that is definitely cool. Take a look at that. You could almost use it as a golf ball marker. No, it's way too thick. But that's heavy. That weighs at least 6-8 ounces. Pretty cool. Sun Records. It's on my list to go down there. I've been to Motown. I've been to Memphis. I've seen Graceland. I've seen Elvis's Airplane, but I've never been to Sun Records. I heard there's not much to it. But if I know Third Man, if I know Jack White, like I think I do, this was probably an original postcard that they just reprinted as is. And acoustic detail on the wall. So just something as simple as that. So here we go. These are very, very cool. That's All Right. Arthur Crudup. If you've seen any Elvis biop, you see him sort of getting that song from the wrong side of the tracks, if you will. But he hung out in R&B bars and absorbed a lot of that music and brought it over and recorded it at Sun. Blue Moon of Kentucky, of course, Bill Monroe, famous bluegrass performer, but Elvis added his spin on it. I Don't Care and Good Rockin' Tonight. Everybody's heard these songs. Good Rockin' Tonight was redone many times. I think Honey Drippers had a good cover of that. Milk Cow Blues Boogie. Wow. You're a Heartbreaker. I'm Left. You're Right. She's Gone. Backed with Baby Let's Play House. All right. And then Mystery Train. Backed with I Forgot to Remember to Forget. So those are, I think, the first 5 singles. They may have been recorded in the same day or within a day or two. And this is the, this is the EP. So an EP has more than 2 songs on it. So this has 4. Blue Moon, Just Because, Trying to Get You, When It Rains, It Really Pours. So they may have been outtakes. And this is very cool too. And how they do this, they put little colored, almost chiclet sized, different little pieces into the pressing. So, and once the hot wax, if you will, gets in there, they'll spread out to the periphery. And then this gets a good trimming on the outside. So I actually went down to Third Man in Detroit and watched them make these records. They weren't making 45s that day. Possibly they just make their 45s in Nashville, but I'm not sure. I can't remember. But very, very cool. Right away, since this was only available to the vault members, the value on it's going to hold very high. If it was a general release, it might be a whole different story. But what a cool thing to have on your doorstep. It's a really, talk about a piece of Americana. It doesn't look like I got the original copy. I could probably read up and found out who got it and where they got it. And what they did with it and how much it's worth. And I might try to do that for the gem of the week. But I would say this little box right now is in the running for the gem of the week. How cool is that? I mean, 45s aren't bad, you guys. You just got to wake up and start loving on them because they're really, really cool to collect. So there you go. The Vault package, what did I say, number 59. And I saved it for you guys. And right there, Elvis Presley, the 706 Union Ave, at 706 Union Ave, the Sun singles, 54 to 55. All right, the name of the show is RockMine. This is part 3. If you haven't subscribed yet, take a minute, click that button on the lower right. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. It'll keep you informed, and it'll keep RockMine on the top of your list. So that's sort of cool. I was thinking about this. It was all over Facebook about this mystery record. And then I'm laying on the couch, my doorbell rings, and some guy is trying to sell me pest control. But I looked off to the side, and leaning against the wall was this box from Third Man Records. I didn't hear a word he said. He was going hard and heavy trying to sell me on a package of pest control. But I just kept looking over at this box. So I'm going to cut it open now. I'm just hoping it's the mystery record. It could be just the regular Vault package, and I'll still like that. But let's see what we got. Interesting. Okay. Here's the Vault. You know, always the packaging is very, very good. Okay, this looks like my regular Vault release. So I'm not going to go too crazy just yet. He's gone to this, I guess you would call that a whiplash type packaging. But let's see what it is first. Okay. Okay. So this is Third Man Live. This is Vault package number 60. I get a slipcase, 3 live LPs, a live 7-inch, and a sticker. So that is pretty cool. I mean, Mud Honey with a B-side from 2013. It's live from the Third Man Record Blue Room. Now, I'm a little bit familiar with how this all goes down because during the tour in Detroit, they told us, you know, they start recording and there's no stops and edits. So when these bands perform on these stages, sometimes they make mistakes, and they'll give the chance, you know, do you want to cut it out or leave it in? But they don't get to go back and redo. So the bands are told, you better rehearse. So this is really cool. Mudhoney, I believe, comes out of that whole Seattle grunge scene, but I could be wrong. I'll do some work on them, some research on them, and definitely check it out. Support live music. Jack White's big about that. He really sort of is a throwback type guy, and I'm loving that because I am too. So I'm a big fan of his. I will listen to all of this stuff, and yeah, am I a 45 collector? Absolutely. And I got a 45 in there, or a 7-inch. So here you have Witch from 10/5 of 2022. And you have Jack White. So you can tell he's Freedom at 21. Hotel Yorba, Hello Operator. So you got a little bit of everybody and everything on this. That was from 2014. So that's already 10 years old. And Dinosaur Jr., they were sort of a big alt-rock band in the late 90s and 2000s, right? So this goes back to 2022. Great Vault package. Not the surprise record that I thought, but who knows, man? If it comes in the mail, I'll throw it on there. And I'm a big fan of the Vault, and I don't get paid anything to say that. I like Jack White's work, and I love 45s. This is Detroit Bob. It's been another RockMine. It was great seeing you. We had a great unboxing. We got a ton of 45s. I'm going to enter all these in the computer and see what their value is. And these are new records, so sometimes they're even more valuable than the day they were minted Depends on supply and demand. The name of the show is RockMine. Subscribe if you haven't already, and we will see you in a little bit. Here it is, Gem of the Week, Elvis Presley at 706 Union Ave, the Sun Singles. This is our Gem of the Week, recorded in 1954 and 55. The cool part about it, it's a box set. So I've got 5 45s and an EP, and the EP is 33 1/3, so I can still use it on my jukebox because I got that auto mix. This is a great set. I had no idea when I was joining the vault I was going to get Elvis. The value, median value is like 75 bucks, high value 150 plus. That's half the price of my vault package right there. So what a great pickup. I play it out at the end and you can listen to at least That's All Right. And that was the one that really caught my eye in that latest biopic on Elvis. But next week, we're going to go check this place out. Musique Chez Sony. And we're going to hit the French Quebec vinyl shops. So it's going to be awesome. I'm going to have my cinematographer Kev with me. So you're going to want to tune in. And remember, it's free to subscribe. So just hit that button below. Free. And you get to follow Detroit Bob, RockMine, and learn a lot about rock and roll. We'll see you next Friday. All right, let's put the Sun Records Vault 45 on the old close and play. See if it works. Sounds pretty damn good to me. Could you imagine hearing this in 1954 and just thinking, oh my gosh, does that sound incredible? I mean, it still jumps off the vinyl like yesterday. So I love how the fact that it's considered rockabilly, but also just rock. Rock and roll right here. Sparse, simple, just enough little guitar instrumentation, syncopation that make it interesting. Slapping the stand-up bass. You can just see Elvis just twisting and waddling around. What a great song. Probably clocks in just over 2 minutes. Who was it? Big Arthur Crudup? Just sort of improvisational scat solo. How cool is that? American history right there. Bada boom, bada bing.